Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing BBL. Some people like to call it the BBL epidemic, but I'm sure I'll come up with a snazzy title. We're going to be reacting to some clips, and then y'all already know I'm going to break it down at the end and throw my 2 cents in. So stay tuned.
Ruined my life. So I was a teenager in the 2010s when Instagram was new and like the it girls were Instagram models. I could not get my butt into a pair of jeans for 2 years. I gained 30 pounds after my BBL. I was the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I only attracted the broke, drug addicted, abusive losers. I realized something had to change, so I got on Ozempic. I lost 30 pounds and like now can fit in like classier clothing and cover my body without looking like a cow.
So it sounds like you traded in one problem for another, but okay, let's keep watching.
Shrunk my butt to now if you saw me walking down the street you would not think it was fake. I have a really hot boyfriend and now I have to live with that mistake for the rest of my life. So just take it from me, who's already made the mistakes. Don't touch yourself.
So that first clip was interesting to say the least. She was a little insufferable. Part of me just wanted to scream first world problems during her story time, but I do appreciate her transparency. Sometimes you just got to eat the meat and spit out the bones. So that was definitely her experience. It was interesting about the type of men that she was attracting. And y'all, I'm a curious girly myself. So I asked men that I've dated, I asked my husband, what do y'all really think about BBLs? Would you, consider dating someone with a BBL? Could you see something long term with a BBL? And all the men I've asked has flat out told me no. They have told me that they would, hook up, but they wouldn't see a long term future, which I think is very interesting to say the least. So it sounds like this girl was purely operating off of following a trend, not even thinking about the long term effects or if she would even like it. The fact that she called herself a cow kind of lets me know how she kind of feels about curves. So I wonder if she really gave it much thought at all. But let's move along to the next clip. And also, that is another thing to consider. I forgot to add this in. A lot of people who have gotten BBLs have said once you have lipo, two things can happen. Either you don't gain weight in the area they took the fat from, so maybe not your stomach, but you gain weight in your face, your neck, your back, your arms, or when you do gain weight, it goes all the way to your butt, straight to your butt and nowhere else, which makes you look completely unnatural and cartoonish. So when she said she gained the 30 pounds, maybe it all went to her, but who knows? Next clip.
Everything. Just growing up and becoming a woman gonna naturally give you what you're looking for. That's what I say. I mean, to each his own. Do what you want to do. I did what I wanted to do, so I can't knock nobody. That's just my advice. I wish I would have waited
as far as
a little while long. As far as getting your body done or adding to or whatever, because now I can't get it down. I gotta take some shit away because I done gotta had 2 kids and it's naturally there now along with what I added. So it's like now I'm like,
what
okay.
What did you have done prior?
I had shots done. That's it. Lipo shots. I had my breast done.
That's it. Lipo shots, and I had my breast done. It kind of scares me sometimes how casually we speak about surgery, but other than that, she's speaking facts. A lot of women do end up putting on that grown woman weight as we get into our early to mid 20s, and then of course after you get pregnant, you might end up getting that wagon that you've been wishing for all along, and you didn't jump the gun and got up on somebody's surgery table. Okay, let's keep listening.
But now I'm preparing myself because I want to try and reconstruct and like get things taken out. Not that it's hurtful or hurting me or anything, but I just, like I said, I have baby weight now. I have natural hips now added on to what I added, and I didn't need that.
So one thing about it, 2 things for sure. We already know social media plays a huge role in how we look at our bodies and compare it to other people. And it's like this undying need for attention as well as perfection. And so people are no longer looking at what they're naturally blessed with. They just want to be perfect from head to toe. Because what I've observed, sometimes when women have, a curvier backside, they may be a little a little more modest or flatter up top. And then women that are, top heavy like myself might have a smaller behind. That God is fair, guys. One thing about God, he is fair. Now there are, women that have it stacked on the top, stacked on the back, got it all going on, but that's not normally what you see. And so when you look on Instagram, these influencers, they want it all. They got the boob job done. They want the snatch waist. So they got their ribs removed, or they've gotten lipo 360. They want the washboard stomach. So they've gotten ab etching. They don't want to have hip dips. So they got fat injected into their hips. They want the perfect backside. So there you have the BBL and the illegal injections. They want perfection from head to toe. And don't even get me started on how they're using cosmetic procedures for their face, getting lashes, eyelid lifts, and all of the sort. We are no longer okay with having what God blessed us. We want to impress somebody else or fill a void that we have within ourselves. So I think perfection in social media, top two reasons. But let's get into a few more reasons, and then we're going to talk about some of your favorite Instagram girlies. Another reason BBLs are so pervasive in our modern day society is what once was kind of taboo or niche to share has now become extremely accessible to the general public. You can easily log onto YouTube these days, type in surgery blog, BBL vlog, breast augmentation vlog, and you're going to find hundreds of videos of women showing their surgery journeys. I personally remember being 19 or 20 years old thinking I was going to get a BBL child. We wasn't money. I looked up my first surgery vlog. All I had to hear was about her experience trying to go number 2 and having to get in there with gloves to know that I was going to keep this flat tire in the back, honey. And that was about 10 years ago. And I knew it just wasn't for me. So now I'm trying to build my little peach in the back in the gym. And so social media, this undying need for perfection, and then of course our exposure to surgery. People talk about surgery like they're taking a walk in the park. Oh guys, I just got my tummy tuck done. Highly would recommend. My doctor's linked in the bio. Let me know if you guys have any questions. So body modifications have been normalized and treated like it's nothing. It's crazy. So let's start with Miss Ari Fletcher. I believe she has one of the most infamous BBLs, but let's see what she has to say. Former tweets read, "Why do y'all keep saying I have a BBL and bleep shots? I do not. And you ugly ass, don't piss me off. Surgery don't do this. Stop talking all that ish and get in the gym. Let's go." Wow. For me to take this stance is just very bizarre. Beautiful girl, but you can definitely see that the derriere is exaggerated. That's what confuses me about these influencers. They'll get online and hawk their products, brag about their money, take pictures showing off the said natural shape. I'm putting natural in parentheses, but then when people get curious, they get all defensive. It's just very concerning how some of these influencers move and are willing to be so dishonest. And as much as I would prefer little girls and teenage girls not to look up to influencers, this is exactly who they're looking up to. There was a trend going around called Walk Like Ari, for goodness sake. And as much as I would prefer our young girls and the younger generation not to look up to influencers on how to live their life and their self-image, that is exactly what is going on here. Now let's move on to influencer Miss Jada Chivez. When I think of cartoonish figures, she is one that definitely comes to mind. One thing I've noticed about Jada over the years is that her body modifications just have become really extreme for her to have just such a petite frame. It just doesn't look normal or natural. So let's take a look at what Jada Waiter had to say about her BBL allegations. Yo, ho, I don't got BBL. So allegedly what Jada has had done is butt shots. It's all alleged, but I feel like women tend to split hairs between the BBL and the butt shots. Either way, it's a body modification and it's not something you naturally had. So it seems like the game is become an influencer, amass these large amounts of followers, get on live, get on your platform, hawk the products that you are paid to promote, oh guys, I use this on my nails, I use this on my face, I use this on my skin, you should buy my new products, this is what I have coming out. But then when people ask about what you have done to your body, that's taboo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is literally the definition of being sold a dream. So if I had to leave you with something, I want you guys to know to give your body time. Give yourself time to grow up. If you plan on having children, give yourself time to see what your body will look like after. Give yourself time to get in the gym, to build that backside up naturally if that's what you please, to work on your body and go hard with your nutrition and see what results you can yield first before going under the knife. Remember, the BBL is just a trend. What's going to last you a lifetime is the relationship that you have with yourself, the way you love yourself, the way you hold yourself in esteem, the way you treat yourself. I love you guys, but God loves you more. Thanks for watching. Peace.